cool. I haven't done it before video on this one either. So we should probably do that real quick.
This is a 25-foot Premier. Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, it says
225.
It's a 22.5 foot.
What's the 5 really mean? 8.5 wide.
That's what I said. It's a year 07. I know that because I'm smart. This boat is going to get a floor and new seats. That's all we're doing. The railings are staying and the console's staying, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Big old platform console.
Mm-hmm. So that's it, guys. We're going to go fix it.
Got to do one thing real quick, though. Bimini's got to come off, and then we got to yank that sun deck.
No, the bimini doesn't have to come off, right? We can just...
We can pop it up. It's going to have to come off at some point. That's a bugger. Look at that. Right? That's no quick connect bimini.
Oh, dang.
Let's hop in and look at the seats, and then I'm going to yank the sun deck off.
They had a full mooring cover, but those are too hard to put on. And this is what happens. A little crunchy. Check out this door though, it's pretty sweet.
Some side door action. Not something you see too often. A little different layout. This will get new individual seat covers when we're done with the new seats. It's just going. Not a bad layout, not bad seating, but it turns bad when you quit using your cover.
Yeah, so no need for talking, let's just work.
This is like the most atypical pontoon console that you'll ever deal with. Basically, this is a separate piece than this, and then this is a separate piece from that giant base. We've dealt with these before, but yeah, this is a lot. Not real pumped about this one. It's a rack steering system too, not a rotary. Dang it all, Premier. Not cool. Just verified that everything was working on the dash. Probably a good idea to unhook that battery before you start undoing everything underneath here. I shifted the helm off of where it normally sits, where the screws go. It gives me a little more space under there. And yeah, I've got some wire tools. There's some goofy connections under there. I'm gonna make them a quick connect, clean things up, make it easier when I go back to put it back together, and also just make it correct. Ew. Nah, it's really not that bad. We labeled the connections where we needed to so that this will ideally go right back on and reconnect. I just gotta remember that order of operations. Luckily, I videotape a lot of this stuff. It's not videotaping anymore, is it? Once you tear a few of them apart, they all start to kind of look the same. You recognize things and you kind of have a plan of attack. If you're entering this for the first time, I get it. It's scary, it's terrifying. Take your time, label things, take pictures. That's where I started, and now when I go to put this back together, things will go back together pretty darn smooth, and I do still use tricks like labeling stuff, because why not? Chris, if you ever watch this video, I think of you every time I use this tool. I just took apart a Yamaha 704 control box on the boat next to me over here. This is a Honda. I haven't done a video on this in detail, but they're basically the same box. I do have a video on the 704 box on the channel. Pretty much the exact same thing happening here. Some C-clips holding everything together. Really quick and simple boxes when it comes to actually installing and uninstalling them. I'm gonna get the cables out, and then I can pull their little compartment for this terribly expired fire extinguisher. I can't even tell if it's full or not. I wonder if it would even put a fire out. What do you think? But that compartment is kind of a recessed little holder ditty for that fire extinguisher. Pulling that out is gonna give me access to unhook some of this wiring, like my trim tilt wire here. I'm beginning to feel like I'm in one of those choose your adventure storybooks. I gotta pull the seat out in front of the console so I can get at it. I think I need to, in order to kind of continue moving with this, I'm gonna need to remove this top part off of the base, and that should leave to where I can drop the wires down through the floor. I promise, the first thing I'll be putting back in this boat is the console, just to get it over with. It's all my console hardware. We'll put that somewhere very safe. Here's what I'm picturing. I unscrew this platform and I tip it up so it rests on the chair, captain's chair. I think that might be the way to do it. Let's see. Whoops. Lost some tools out of a little storage hatch there. Get out of my way, I gotta get this off the boat. That was a wildly productive, probably took me at least an hour. This thing's ready to be torn the rest of the way down. I did the fun part, or not so fun part, however you want to look at it. This thing's ready to come apart. Here we go. Coming up here, you're gonna see Corey's fiasco with dealing with the floor, removing the floor of this boat.
I said we're done dealing with your bullshit.
The carpet came up and left the backing, covered all the screws, the glue was still there. It was a bugger. Probably the hardest floor we've removed out of 100 or more that we've done the last 5 years at TomsToons. You'll see here our friends Jim and Benny came by and they had to put in their 2 cents, like I'm sure you're all gonna do in the comments. Totally fine.
Oh, this is a real challenge.
But what we found over the years is when you find a strategy that's working, it might slow you down a little bit, but a lot of times trying to find the faster way ends up adding steps, taking more time. So we got this done, but you're gonna enjoy this. Corey working on this floor.
This carpet,
Marty's
stupid.
gotta go. Marty has to leave.
How convenient he has to leave right now. Jim's boat was a premiere, wasn't it? Because that's the worst carpet that we've ever done. I don't know, this is gonna be up there, but you won't be here, so. It doesn't even budge. And there's 50,000 freaking cross members. Jeez, I remember when I was too weak to push down on an impact. Say more.
You could just run right along there and cut those screws off.
Would that be a oscillating tool?
Yeah, something like
yeah,
that.
I think that's what it's called.
I mean, I'm just brainstorming.
It's
That's all.
snip, snap, oscillating thing.
Sure,
You know
that
what?
is no way to do it. That's just,
Takes forever, but
yeah. Oh, this is a real challenge.
yeah.
How about,
We had the scraper thing we've tried before with on the Sawzall, but
Yeah, that didn't do anything. Other thingy that we cut sends flames everywhere.
oh, the angle grinder.
We tried that.
okay.
So-
Steel saw to the depth of the wood?
Yeah, we thought about that, but then we would still have to get it off the cross members, so we would still have to
Yeah, so you
chisel
still
away.
have to deal with that. But this is so labor intensive. It's just,
Yeah. I said we're done dealing with your bullshit.
this is unbelievable, Ben. I didn't know it was that bad. I wasn't prepared for that.
Back at you, Benny. I saw that middle finger.
Throw a suggestion at you guys.
Oh my gosh, are you your father?
Honestly,
Ben, we don't want your bullshit advice. No, we're not gonna listen.
how about a 1-inch hole saw and go right over the bolt?
1, we have to find them. 2, we still gotta cut them off. And 3, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Snap a line and cut it a 1/2 inch away from this. And then the only thing you're pulling up is this 3/4 inch piece of wood. And you just chip it away and you'll find them really easy.
On each side of the cross member?
Yeah.
Not happening. Yeah, I think I'll stick to this. It's funny because your father also had that
No, he
same
Oh yeah.
advice. We're getting there. What we're doing is working.
Hey,
Rather-
we're hourly, okay?
Yeah.
Stop.
My dad would rather stand there and stare at work while I'm doing it and going, there's got to be a faster way.
Yeah, that's literally what he was doing. Here's the thing. Tom has this guy, 11:30, okay? There's another guy coming at 12:30. You know what Tom says to me a lot? You know, I have a video for that. Yeah, anytime I'm doing something my way and it's not his way, he's like, there's a video on that if you want to go watch it. We're gonna time lapse now.
When we're reassembling using the old deck trim and railings, everything's gonna line right back up with the old holes for the railings and the deck trim. Quick tip, drill these holes out 5/16 of an inch instead of a 1/4 inch. We're gonna run 1/4 inch deck bolt through, but that's gonna make it a lot easier to line up, drop them in, and get everything squared up to reinstall. She's coming back together. Everything's back together on this boat. We're gonna take you through real quick just to show you, this is one option. The railings are in pretty good shape. Still a nice modern design. They're powder coated, really sharp, even on almost a 20-year-old boat, but that carpet needed to go, the seats were gone, and originally this customer reached out just about the seats, just because they were all crunchy and falling apart. But then when you look at doing just seats on the old carpet, you might have some spots where the color's not gonna match perfectly from where a seat used to be to where the new seats go. Something to consider. But let's walk through. I'll hop in here and show you everything we did on the inside and the seats we used. I think you're really gonna like them. These are the gray with the charcoal luxury seats, Deckmate seats from pontoonstuff.com. Discount code and my link in the description of this video. Super comfortable right out of the box. Big pillow back cushion, easy to clean behind too. These are actually removable. You can pull that cushion off, and tons of storage underneath. Something to consider. This is a more modern boat, and I've worked on Premiers before, so I knew that this would be a 30-inch radius corner, but this corner seat fits really nice into this corner railing. It works on this boat. Sometimes you'll get a little gap, just depends on the make and model and year of your boat. I know a lot of times like a Godfrey, Sweetwater, Aqua Patio, their wide radius corner doesn't match up so nicely with this 30-inch seat. Just something to remember. We've got lean back seats, a ton of storage underneath these. Even with this unique front side door, we're able to make this all work with seating available. So 28-inch bench, 30-inch corner, 28 bench lean back. And if you wondered, is a 28 bench into a corner enough? Yeah, I'm 5'8", and I can sit here with my feet up if I want to. Don't want to get the seats dirty. I can sit with my feet up, and I'm plenty comfortable going with lean back 28 into a corner seat. 38 bench into a lean back right in front of the helm, just replicating the same seating that they had. We did reuse this helm. It's a dove gray, but actually in the sun, these colors match up a lot better. There's something about the inside light. We took it outside to winterize the motor, and everything matched up really, really well. Big 55-inch bench in the back here, lean back, corner seat, 28 bench. We put the battery back in the corner seat just like he had it before. We reused all of his electrical. We did swap out a gauge. That's the time to do it. You know, when you're in there, swapped out his ignition switch with a brand new one because he had some corrosion. Something got hot in there at some point, and kept a stereo, but we did do new speakers. His old ones were a little beat up. This is something a lot of people ask about. And if you've got a local upholstery shop, you can take them your old sun deck. This was the one we took off in the beginning of the video. It was plastic underneath. Cushion was in good shape, the foam, but we needed to match this gray and charcoal to the gray and charcoal seats, and that's exactly what our upholsterer did. He's a outside shop, doesn't work for us directly. I just take him stuff and I supply him the vinyl. You can buy this by the yard, the gray and the charcoal. I take it to him, he matches it up to make it look factory. Gray teak floor to bring it all together. So that's the teak lines in the floor, the gray weave, it's got cushion to it. Really comfortable floor. This boat's going home. Hopefully we've got a little dry spell and a warm up coming here in Michigan. Hopefully we can get this boat home, make room for another one to come in. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you on the next video.